Hey, want to know the top 5 habits and systems to scale your business fast? That's what we're going to talk about today on Max Potential Habits. If it's your first time here, I'm Dr. Amanda Barrientos, the founder of NFA Coaching, the host of Max Potential Habits. This is your place to come each and every week for tips, tools, and inspirational interviews to help you optimize your habits so you can thrive in life and business. And this week I wanted to dive really deep into practical aspects of business development, because who doesn't want to scale their business? If you're here listening to Max Potential Habits, it's because you're a person who's into growth and development. You likely have a business, because I talk about business a lot. And I'm sure that means you want to scale, because none of us want to put in a ton of effort and not see results, right? One of my main mottos when I work with people is, okay, let's put in the minimum effort for the maximum reward and the most fun. So as we're building our business, I always like to think about systems that we can put in place that are helping you get big rewards for you knowing how to do it step by step without having to waste a whole bunch of time, energy, money. One of the things about building a business is that you're going to have a steep learning curve. If you're at the very beginning stages of building a business and you haven't broken 6 figures yet, let's say, you're on a learning curve all the time. And then when you break 6 figures, getting to 7, you're going to have another set of learning curves that you experience. So I don't know an entrepreneur who doesn't love learning, because it's a constant learning adventure. And anytime that you can shorten the gap and shrink the amount of time that you need to learn so that you can get where you really want to go faster, that's awesome. That takes habits and systems. So I think I said this in the very first episode. I'm pretty sure I used this quote, Aristotle. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence is not an act, but a habit. And in some it says excellence then is not an act, but a habit. So to be excellent, you've got to develop habits that will get you where you want to go. What this means, if you want to be a successful entrepreneur, is that there are certain clues that are left by successful people. Success leaves clues. And those are habits that they developed to step into a place of excellence. And so I like this. It's really hopeful, because if you're repeating things that are getting you there faster, awesome. If you're repeating things that are keeping you stuck and held back, crap. That's why you're here right now, listening and learning how to shift habits in a new direction. I think about habits as a repeated pattern of thoughts, decisions, and actions that over time become automatic. So we want to set ourselves up with systems and automated programs that help us get there faster. James Clear, the writer of Atomic Habits, says you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. So systematization is really important in business building as well. I like to think of this as, like, let's say you want to be a really successful entrepreneur. I like to compare it to the brick and mortar model, where let's say that you had a brick and mortar store, but you didn't have hours that were posted. No one knew when you were open. They didn't know the location of your office. And then some days when they went, you were totally organized, and other days you didn't have prices on anything. Like, why is it that in our business that we build from home, we think we don't need to be organized and treat it like a business and have systems in place? If you really want to be successful, you've got to have systems in place. You've got to develop the habits of a powerful entrepreneur, and you've got to show up every day for the game and treat it like a business. So I'm going to teach you the 5 top habits that you need and systems to scale your business. So number 1, and you all know that I'm going to say this, I bet you could guess it. Could you? I'm going to give you like 10 seconds to guess it. What would I say is the very first habit and system you need? You got it. If you guessed, cultivate your NFA entrepreneurial mindset. You might have just thought NFA attitude or NFA mindset, because I talk here all the time. This is your core foundation of everything, and your mindset is a habit. So you've got to cultivate a mindset that's going to get you where you want to go, because it's the core of everything. I always say your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. This is your mindset. What are you doing on a daily basis to set yourself up with the entrepreneurial mindset? And an entrepreneurial mindset, NFA style, is I see problems in quotes, right? Because I don't see problems as problems. You see problems as opportunities that are on the way instead of in the way. This is part of that learning curve I was talking to you about, where you're going to learn through making what some would see as mistakes. Those mistakes are going to become your best opportunities for growth because you're constantly learning. The NFA attitude sees yourself as 100% responsible for your reality. So you know that you've got to align your energy, your mindset. You've got to do personal growth and development, and you've got to learn manifestation-based goals, overcome your money blocks. All of this is in my Inner Boss Bootcamp, which all starts with you taking the mindset quiz. So go to bizmindsetquiz.com, bizmindsetquiz.com, it takes less than 5 minutes. Take the quiz to see where you're at in your business mindset. It'll lead you to a webinar, which leads to Inner Boss Bootcamp. It's a funnel. We all know that. That's how we scale our businesses. It's one of the ways. And I like that every step along the way, you're going to get massive teaching tips and learning tools to help you get there faster. Everything in my business is about helping you get from A to Z as fast as possible, because that's what I want for you. We only live this one life in this body that we know of. Well, we definitely only live this one time in this body. I don't know what happens after that, is what I meant by that. And I want you to be fulfilled during this lifetime. And I see business as a spiritual growth path. So you're on the path to spiritually evolving, and business is a beautiful way to enjoy life because you get to do exactly what you love and make unlimited amounts of money doing exactly what you love, helping other people in the world. And it takes you having the right mindset. Don't let things like procrastination, self-doubt, putting other people on pedestals, thinking you're not as good as them, perfectionism, imposter syndrome. Don't get stuck in those. These are the common things that I've seen most entrepreneurs get stuck in, and that's what the Biz Mindset Quiz will help you determine where you're stuck and then give you tips how to overcome. And then Inner Boss Bootcamp addresses all of these things and helps you set yourself up for success. It also gives you weekly access to me live. So awesome, 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 awesome program. I am shamelessly self-promoting because I want everyone in there, especially if you're in this community listening to this podcast. You need to be there. Number 2, use a calendar system. This seems so simple, but I can't tell you how many entrepreneurs I talk to who don't have a system in place at all for their day. And I always have people you don't have to use a strict block system. You need to use one that works for you. But again, it's like setting up those hours in your business. You wouldn't not have hours for your business if you were a brick and mortar shop, right? So you need to have business hours for building your business, even if it's a side hustle. What hours of the day during the week are you going to plug in after you get home from your first job? How many hours a week are you going to spend on building your business? It's not just going to magically happen. I promise you. You might be able to build it if you kind of randomly plug in, but it's going to take you years. And if you're someone who goes, I really want to be my own boss, I want to step away from the 9 to 5, I want to have freedom doing what I love, you're going to need to schedule time in for your business. You're going to need to schedule time in to work with the people that you're serving, right? So use a calendar system. Google works amazing for me. I use it for my email. I use it for my calendaring. I use it for my reminders. I use it for my tasks. This again goes with that thing of treating it like a business. And what I do every week and every day when I'm setting up my calendar for the week is I go, what are the 3 to 5 highest priority action steps I can take this week to meet my goals for this month, or to fulfill my vision, or a big project you're working on maybe for that quarter. What are the 3 to 5 highest priority action steps I can take today to fulfill my vision? And I do that every day. And that question alone, and using a calendar system to write it down and schedule it in, game changer. And I know it's obvious, but just practice it. It's a habit. A habit to treat it like a business, a habit to have a calendaring system, a habit to create chunks of time where you're going to dedicate your heart, your energy, your soul, your time into building your business so that you can get where you want to go. Number 3, To listen to the full episode, head on over to nfacoaching.com, hit the podcast link, and it'll take you to all of the full episodes. And go ahead and leave some comments. I'd love to hear from you to know how these inspirational interviews, tips, and tools are impacting you in your life and business. And be sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on any of the Max Potential Habits episodes.